Assalamualaikum and good morning to honorable judges and timekeepers. My name is Nur Shazani binti Raslan from Class 6 Albiruni. I'm from Sekolah Kebangsaan Tuan Syed Jaffri. Today, I'm going to tell a story entitled The King's Dusty Feet. Hello friends, do we have one or two heads? Two heads are better than one. This is a proverb. But what does it mean? Let's listen to my story entitled The King's Dusty Feet. A long time ago, King Habu Chandra was the ruler of Bengal. He was a fine-looking man and looked as proud and majestic as a king should. The people of Bengal were proud of their king. However, King Habu Chandra had short temper. He would spoil his fine looks whenever he gets angry. One day, he noticed something as he was walking in his garden. His feet were covered with dust. He wrinkled his toes and rubbed them together but could not get rid of it. He declared to take a bath. Then he walked on the ground again. What? Dust on my feet again? Gabu! Gabu! I am the mighty king of Bengal. My body is sacred. No? How could you let this happen to me? You had better do something about this, or I'll have your heads cut off, shouted the angry king. Gabu was the chief minister. He knew there was trouble. I see your problem, Your Majesty, but I don't have a solution to it yet. Please give me more time, said Gabu, trembling a little. You? All right, I'll give you 3 days to solve this problem. That is very generous of me. The king said and went away. Gabu sat on the ground. He scratched his beard and his head. I must get help of all the scientists and wise men. They will help me, or else go off the heads. Gabu gathered all the wise men and told them about the go off the heads. They were in great panic. They thought and talked and thought and talked. At the end of the first day, they came up with an idea to make 1 million brooms and order 1 million sweepers to sweep the ground. As soon as the 1 million sweepers began to sweep the ground, great clouds of dust rose into the air. All the people, including the king, were overcome by the dust. The king got angrier. Stop! Gabu, come here! What a herd of donkeys you are! Trying to clean the earth of dust, but you fill the air with it! You have 2 more days and you had better come with something more intelligent! Now go away! Shouted the angry king. Gabu went back to the wise men. We must think of something else quickly. Some of the men got up and down, walked up and down, pulling their beards anxiously. Aha! What is dust? Is it like flour? My wife always uses water and oil to make the flowers stick together. So, don't you think we can all do the same? Asked one man. What? Make dust cakes? Asked another. No, silly you. I mean use water to make the dust suck together so it won't fly up and settle on the king's feet. Yes, that should be our first idea, said Gabu. 20 million tubs of water were taken from 7 rivers and poured onto the ground. As soon as the water ran onto the ground, Gabu clapped his hands in delight. The dust will not fly up and settle on the king's feet. Our troubles are over. But their troubles were far from over. It got worse instead. Out of the frying pan and into the fire, the 20 million tubs of water caused a great flood. Many animals were drowned and fields of crops were destroyed. Almost everyone in that country were sneezing and coughing. The king did not escape either. He caught a terrific cold, which made him sneeze such terrific sneezes that everyone had to keep their distance or be blown across the room with the force of his sneezes. Achoo! Gabu! Achoo! Look what you have done! Now you have 1 more day to do something about the dust, or off go your heads! The king went away, quite forgetting the sneeze in his fury. The men were getting terrified. They came up with many dumb ideas. To keep the king in a room made of iron, to cover the whole land with cloth, to cover the whole land with leather. At last, to cover the whole land with leather. So, all the tailors were called, leather was bought. The tailors were to sew the pieces of leather into one gigantic piece and cover the land from one border of the kingdom to the other. There was a tailor named Gopal. He was a very lazy man, but was also very clever. His wife came to him and said, "Husbandman, you are wanted to sew the letter to cover the land from dust." "What a herd of donkeys you are! I'll go later," said Gopal. He stretched and yawned and went back to sleep. "Gopal, husbandman, come quickly. Look who is here." The chief minister stepped into the house. Both husband and wife bowed respectfully to him. Gopal asked if he needed to order a robe. The answer was no. Gopal knew what the chief minister wanted. Gopal packed his scissors and needles and thread into a bundle and followed Gabu back to the palace. There, he asked for a small piece of leather and to be left alone in a room to work. The next morning, Gopal came out of the room and summoned to see the king. "Who is this?" asked the king. "Your Majesty, this is Gopal, the tailor. He has a way to keep the dust off your feet," Gabu said nervously, and he prayed that Gopal be worth his trust. Gopal did not say anything. He just stepped forward, knelt down, and put on the feet of the king a pair of sandals. The king shouted with joy to see this simple solution to his problem. Gopal was sent back home with several bags of gold, which made him a very rich man. From that day onwards, everyone in the king's court began to wear sandals. Soon, everyone in the land began to do the same. It became fashion. Gopal was the first cobbler in the land. Gabu was also richly rewarded. But his best reward was that the king never lost his temper again after that. So, 2 heads are better than 1 means sharing a lot of ideas, and it may be to the solution to one's problem. With that, I thank you.